Hey friends, Terry here. In this video, we're going to be exploring why more and more people are choosing to continue to work after 60, how it can impact your retirement lifestyle and your finances, some potential benefits, and a few mistakes that you might want to avoid too. Now, we often think about this whole retirement thing, don't we? And it's kind of funny. We spend our whole life working toward it, and then when we kind of get there, suddenly we just don't know what to do with ourselves. Now, of course, whether you choose to work after 60 is a personal decision. It's going to depend on your circumstances, your health, and really what you want out of life. But here's the thing. Who says you have to stop working just because you hit a certain age? So why are folks like us looking for work at this stage of life anyway? Well, let's kick things off by looking at some reasons why people like us might be thinking about continuing to work. Well, no doubt for many of us, it's about the money. Maybe we didn't have a 401k or retirement savings. Lots of people struggle to save because they're living paycheck to paycheck anyway. Now, some, especially those in small businesses or freelancers, just didn't have access to a 401k through their job, or it might be due to things like student loans or credit card debt or a big mortgage payment. Now, these things can make it almost impossible to set aside money for long-term savings. Now, of course, there are major expenses that can come up too, like an unexpected medical emergency that created a huge hospital bill, even if you had insurance. Or it might be a major home repair that drained your savings. Maybe you lost a good-paying job, or your income was reduced, and you had to dip into your savings just to get by day to day. And of course, there are unexpected situations too, like becoming a caregiver or a relative that's needing your financial support. It happens more often than you think, and it can happen to the best of us. Now, for some, it's not about the dollars and cents at all. Some people just want to continue working because it gives them a sense of purpose. It's a way to stay active and engaged. And working doesn't always mean you've got to work for someone else either. You might want to pursue a passion that you've been putting off. I've got friends who retired from a company in their early 60s and started their own business, and they're doing really well. Now, many people just want to work longer because of the social aspect. I mean, let's face it. Once you retire, most of the time, those workplace connections gradually fade away. So continuing to work can help combat those feelings of isolation that can creep in. Plus, there's also something to be said for keeping our minds sharp, too. There's nothing like the challenge of learning new skills at our age and staying mentally active. Now that we've talked about the why, let's talk about how it can impact your lifestyle, specifically your finances. The most important thing that I want to mention here is how it can impact your Social Security benefits. So if you're not at full retirement age yet, most of us at 66, 67, somewhere in there, earning above a certain limit might reduce your Social Security benefits. But here's the interesting part. If your benefits get reduced because you're working, they might increase later when you reach full retirement age. Once you hit full retirement age, well, you can earn as much as you want without it affecting your benefits. Just remember, these rules can change, so check out the Social Security Administration's website for the latest information. All right, what about health insurance? Well, if you're not yet 65 and you're still working, you might have employer-sponsored health insurance, which is a big benefit. Now, once you do hit 65, you'll be eligible for Medicare, and your work coverage might be able to supplement that pretty nicely. Here again, if you're planning on leaving your job and start using Medicare, you'll want to check out how much coverage you need beyond hospitalization, things like vision, dental, and prescription coverage. You might be shocked at how much it's going to cost you. And don't forget to check out your life insurance policy as well. Now let's talk about taxes for just a second. Keep in mind that if you're working and drawing Social Security, having that additional income could bump you into a higher tax bracket. So it's worth chatting with a tax professional to understand how working might affect your overall tax situation. All right, let's explore some ways that you can work after 60 and some of the benefits. Well, you could work part-time. Some employers offer a phased retirement program, letting you gradually reduce your hours and your responsibilities and still work. This can be a great way to ease into your retirement while still earning an income. I've got a lot of friends that retired and then went back to the company as consultants, and they sign a contract to work a certain amount of hours each week for a limited amount of time, and they're actually paid extremely well. Then there's remote work. Now, that's what I do. Remote work is great if you want to balance work with family and other commitments that you have. Speaking of flexibility, working while caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's or another serious illness can be really challenging. So finding flexible work arrangements can help maintain your income and serve as kind of a respite, allowing you to keep your own identity outside of your caregiving role. Or you might want to start your own business, like one of my friends who has several income streams from different businesses. There are programs out there that offer resources for Encore entrepreneurs. For example, the Small Business Administration offers loans and grants and mentoring for older entrepreneurs. And then there's other organizations too, like AARP's Foundation Work for Yourself at 50 Plus and Encore.org that can help you transition into entrepreneurship. And then there's volunteering. If you're not necessarily looking for paid work, well, volunteering can provide some of the same benefits like social interaction and a sense of purpose too. All right, now keep in mind there are a few pitfalls you want to avoid too. There's others, but I'll just mention 4 today. First one is probably underestimating your value. Don't forget your years of experience are invaluable, so don't sell yourself short. And then number 2 is probably not updating your skills, so keep those skills fresh and relevant for today's job market. Number 3, failing to consider flexible work arrangements. Don't be afraid to ask for flexibility for your schedule. And number 4, don't overlook the impact of working on your Social Security benefits and your taxes. So make sure you understand how working could affect your benefits and your tax situation. Now, in our next video, we're going to dive deeper into the strategies for finding fulfilling work in our later years, so stay tuned for that. And like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you'll know when I publish the next video in this series about career change and working after 60. Until next time, take care of yourself. Remember, we might be getting older, but we still have plenty to offer.